rulings on PF party began what
Good afternoon. Welcome to Just Keep Breathing on Rational Radio, rationalbroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. I am your host, Richard Curtin. We're here every Tuesday, every Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. My in-studio guest today, direct from the web, from thegaybeaner.com, on YouTube, The Gay Beaner, on Twitter, The Gay Beaner on Facebook, The Gay Beaner. Can we call you Jose?
You sure can.
Do we want to call you Jose today, or do you want to be called The Gay Beaner?
A lot of people actually know me as The Gay Beaner, but I prefer to go by my first name, Jose. You would be surprised how many times I've been called out by The Gay Beaner.
Someone said yesterday, oh, The Gay Beaner is going to be on your show tomorrow, and I was just like, The Gay Beaner? Really? The Gay Beaner?
It's made its own name.
The Gay Beaner. Are people offended by that?
You know, I've been asked that question before, and I have gotten some backlash for it, considering that I'm taking something that's been considered a negative as, you know, the word beaner, and
right.
Then I'm reappropriating it with the word gay to attach it, and it's actually been considered a bad thing, but a lot of people see it as this just a way to express yourself. It's your handle. It's who you are, and you're just taking attributions of yourself and applying it.
So how did you decide to really just embrace the Gay Beaner, be the Gay Beaner, and to really like catapult into the Gay Beaner? I know it's just being gay all the time.
Overly gay
all the time.
Yes.
And you say that on just about every one of your social media outlets, you know, the Gay Beaner, overly gay all the time. Do you feel overly gay all the time?
I really do. It's
So do I. So do I. And really, I tell people all the time, it's good.
Yeah. I mean,
it really is a gift.
Yeah, it really is. Being gay is a gift. It's not only just a lifestyle. It's not an orientation. It's a reality. I mean, it's who I am, and it's my freedom of expression, and I love it. You know, it's
Were you called the Gay Beaner? So let's talk about the evolution of gay beanerhood.
Okay.
Gay beanerdom.
The Gay Beanerdom. The origination of it actually came from a high school friend of mine. We're still good friends now. Her name is Melinda, and she actually gave me that name. We met in gym class, and lo and behold, did I know that she would become my best friend. She was the girl sitting in front of me. I mean, she was sitting in front of me. Her pants were a little bit down. I saw her underwear, and I was like, girl, you need to pick them up. I can see your underwear. I don't want to see those. She got up. She quickly, you know, fixed herself, and then, bam, we became best friends. And over time...
And she said, bitch, you better now, bitch.
Hello. She's like, come on now. She goes, you can look at these all you want, and I've seen them, trust me, since then. But, you know, and honestly, she gave me the name. I think we were friends like a year, and she finally goes, you know what? You're gay, and you're of Hispanic Latino descent, and you know, to me you're a little jumping bean. You're full of life. You know, you take everything that comes at you and you just move forward. So I'm gonna call you the Gay Beaner, and from there it just stuck like glue. It just never left.
Was she white, black,
She's
Hispanic?
White. She's white.
White. Okay. I had a someone that I knew that would always refer to Hispanics as beaners, and he was Hispanic, and I was always just kind of thrown by it because he always kind of said it negatively.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? It was like, oh, damn beaners.
Almost like a slur.
And, well, not almost, it was, but then you're kind of like looking at him going, but you're Hispanic as well. So I mean,
is he hating himself?
Does that matter?
You know, honestly, I would think that it would in a way, but you know, as long as you can, to me, it's freedom of expression, and you know, if I can poke fun at myself, and I can totally be okay with it. Why not? As long as I can say, hey, this is who I am, and I can poke fun at it, anything's possible.
What do you say to the people that say Beaner is derogatory and you shouldn't be using it?
Well, to me, it's not derogatory. I mean, it's calling myself something that I am. I mean, what you call, well, let's put it this way. When you see those Christmas videos, you see little jumping beans and, a can of beans. They usually refer those to, Latino or Mexicans for that matter. And it's like, it's who I am. It's a part of me. It's my history. It's my culture. It's not, I don't mean to offend, and I've said that a million times. Even people on my blog are like, how can you say use the word beaner? And I said it in my description. I was like, I'm not using it as a bad thing. It's just a part of me.
And if you were a tranny, could you be the tranny beaner?
I could be. I could probably work that out.
So do you have a problem with certain people or certain groups that say that certain words shouldn't be used?
I kind of do. There are some words in culture that are kind of derogatory, and it's really determined by how you use it and what you say around that word. You can use that word in a sentence, or any word in a sentence, and mean it one way, but it can completely mean something else if you mean it the wrong way.
Yeah, and if the inflection is different. I want to read this online again. The definition of transgendered. Do you consider yourself transgendered?
No, not me.
Do you ever represent yourself as a female in drag?
No, actually I don't.
Okay. Transgendered, an umbrella term for people whose gender identity, expression, or behavior is different from their typically associated with their assigned sex at birth, including, but not limited to, transsexuals, cross-dressers, androgynous people, genderqueers, and gender non-conforming people. It's been a pretty big topic of discussion in the Rose Room because, according to that definition, I am transgendered. Cassie is transgendered. Asia, Jenna are transgendered. Valerie is transgendered. Calexis is transgendered. Crystal, of course, is transgendered. And so I thought at some point I saw you in drag.
Actually, there's 3 different stints you could have seen that. One was actually one for a Halloween costume during the work. This was actually 3 years ago. The most recent one was a video that I did online on YouTube. A subscriber actually said, hey, why don't you review the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, and I challenge you to do it in drag, or your best impersonation of it. So I came up with, a character, a quick look. It wasn't something that, I consulted anybody on. And I just took tips of videos and made myself, put some makeup on and call myself, hey, I'm an illusionist. I'm doing something as myself.
So, do you think that the National Center for Transgender Equality would consider you transgendered because of that? Do you consider yourself androgynous at all?
I can't. Well, to me, okay, this is kind of a subject that I've never really talked about, but I've really wanted to dive into it. The way I understand androgyny is it's kind of like gender bending. It's playing both sides of the gender roles.
Yeah.
You can be masculine but have makeup on, and that's considered gender bending or androgynous, or you can put on earrings, and that's considered the same thing. But to me, I wouldn't consider myself androgynous because I don't use that in my daily life. I don't go out and I don't put makeup on a constant basis. But it's just something that I did for fun.
Right.
But if the National Center of Transgender Equality wants to consider me transgendered, I guess that's something that I would have to rethink in my own.
I'm a tranny.
I guess I'm a tranny too, if that's the case.
Well, I don't even consider you androgynous. You have facial hair. You do contour your eyebrows. Mm-hmm. But that is also indicative of your culture.
Right.
I know that there's a lot of straight Latino men who really contour out their eyebrows, and it always really throws me. It really does, especially when they have all the hair that is it's like a pencil beard and a pencil mustache, and then they have pencil eyebrows.
Oh, I tried that once, and I swear I couldn't do it again. I really couldn't. It just was not for me. I don't have those cheekbones.
I think some of them are hotter than hell. How did you get started with the Gay Beaner blog and the Gay Beaner? I mean, because it's really kind of developing into this big, and my God, you tweet like 7 million times a day.
You'd be surprised.
I'm like, wow, damn. And I'll, because I don't. I kind of go in spells, but I'm just so rottenly busy right now that it's really kind of hard for me to. And I should probably get on Instagram because I've been doing a lot of just like photographs on Twitter. So let's get back to the original question. How did this all get started?
I've always been a nerd, as I consider myself. I've always been savvy. I've always been, social media oriented. I live and thrive for.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24.
I live and thrive for just the aspect of having a message and trying to find a way to get it out. Whether it's an opinion or whether it's a story, just getting it out there. To me, that's like the life for me. So I formulated my blog, thegaybeaner.com. I bought the URL, bought the hosting for it. I started using Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and all these other social media websites, even Google Plus and Instagram. And it's just a way for me to express myself, whether it's a picture, whether it's a status, whether it's a video, whatever it may be. If it's my voice that I can use to say what's on my mind or something that I'm thinking about, as long as I get the message out, that's the end goal.
Is all the message gay?
Most of it is.
Yeah. I've gone through a lot of your website, and I would, I was curious to see if you would say, no, I include other things, but you don't.
I mean, when
it is really pretty much overly gay all the time.
Literally, to the T.
And I'm not mad about it. I am not mad about it. I just, what type of information on your blog would you consider posting and writing about if it's not gay?
If it's not,
I have something in mind I want to ask you about.
If it's not gay, if it's not a gay issue or something GLBT related, maybe. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I try to do it. And I will say I try to do it. Is a column on my blog where I try to do like celebrity news and gossip and stuff.
Right.
But that kind of didn't work. I find it hard to relate to some things.
So, direct question, is what's going on with the Pope gay news?
To me, it would be. Because there's a scandal behind it that has to...
And there's going to be a big old scandal too, girl. That is just good, juicy scandal shit right there. I mean, I am just... I wasn't real excited about it at first. I was like, whatever. And then it was like... Because I said, something's going on. Mm-hmm. The Pope doesn't step down. No. The Pope dies.
Exactly.
And so... you're the right-hand man to the Jesus baby, and you were saying, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm too stressed out. What are you stressed out about, girl?
Hello.
And so,
you got some skeletons somewhere.
And it may be in the form of a 10-year-old. I really am sitting on the edge of my seat, because this is going to be good. This is going to be good. The man who hates the gays the most.
Hello.
The man who hates the gays the most is going to get it. There's a huge good old cover-up story coming out, and I just don't think anyone's going to want to save him this time. I don't think anyone's going to want to come forward. I don't think the government is going to say you are above the law and
you're safe.
You're going to be safe. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think this is going to be a huge, huge, huge story.
You know, honestly,
And I think it's going to unfold all year.
you're probably right. You know, honestly, I grew up Catholic, so
So
you
did
know,
I.
I completely know the whole background, and you know, coming from somebody who has a past with in the church, I was an altar boy.
So was I.
I was very very close to my priest, and you know, what's sad about it is years later, he was actually charged. He was the one that did my first communion and married my parents. He actually was charged back in, I want to say 2004 or 5, for having child pornography on his computer. And it shocked us because when we saw the news one night, that's what came up. And we're just like, we trusted this man with our lives. You know, what else could have happened? And for me,
But it was just, I mean, at some point it was just child pornography on his. Did he get arrested for anything else?
No, that was it. That was his only charge.
Why were those charges? Why did they feel the need to pull his computer and look?
Honestly, I
Did
don't.
he go to some sort of website? that
Honestly, I
flagged
don't know.
him?
I honestly don't know. I never looked into the details of it. Honestly, being because we don't even go to that church anymore, so it was to us like just almost no reason why to even just go there.
I had absolutely no harassment, if you will, or abuse or anything the entire time I was in as an altar boy. None.
Neither did
All
I.
my life, really, until I was like 17. I never had anyone even try to do anything weird. I mean, nothing. I mean, I did things with other altar boys.
I live, yes.
In the rectory.
Ooh,
No kidding.
there you
The rectory. But there was no impropriety with me at all, none with a priest. Now, how I led to stepping down as an altar boy had something to do with a priest, but nothing. I just wasn't going to be that person. I ended up tricking with someone from a bar that I ended up finding out was a priest.
Oh wow.
And because he came to our church,
Ooh.
and he was a bishop, and I just said, I'm not going to be him. I'm not going to be that person right there. But, I met him in a bar.
Right.
I met him in a bar and went back to his hotel room. So,
Oh, girl. Is there tea to spill?
overly gay all the time.
Overly gay all the time, yes. Own it.
and I'm going to tell you, I remember it fondly.
Fondly.
Fondly, very fondly. He had the most beautiful fan-hairy chest, and he had a beautiful bass baritone voice that just kind of resonated in my ear, and yeah, it was a really godly session.
No, I bet. There was a lot of sins to confess.
And then when he walked into the church, it just was like,
Oops.
oh my word. I mean, I was like, oh my God, and I know I started stuttering. And I knew that we had an official coming in, and I had to pull out, some of the good stuff.
No pun intended.
No pun intended at all. I pulled out the good stuff for him earlier.
Ooh. Oh my.
It sounded like lightning.
See, there goes your hand, girl. There goes your hand.
So
No, none of that.
So, what type of things, if nobody knows, no one's ever been to thegaybeaner.com, what do they find on your, what will they find on your website? How do you explain it to people?
The way I explain it is, it's my opinion about things that are going on GLBT related. My first column of my site, from left to right, is all things Dallas. I've tried to highlight, things that are going on, events that have happened, people that come to Dallas, people that should be highlighted in Dallas, like popular faces to know. In the middle column, I actually devoted one whole section to RuPaul's Drag Race because I live for that show. And then on that next side was yes, there was the next side was a celebrity gossip, and then below underneath it was national equality realness, which is like issues that are going on in the world, government, our equality as gay people, as everyone in the GLBT community. And that was pretty much it. I mean, that was just, my little spiel. It's my take, my shade, if you will.
Do you spill gossip type related stories?
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Crystal Summers got so drunk that she fell off the Rose Room stage.
Oh, I don't think
that hasn't happened yet, but it's but I'm sure it will.
I don't.
And you were in the audience. Would you post that?
I wouldn't have a section for it. I wouldn't know where to put it.
How about someone came to the bar, and you saw them in the bar tipping a drag queen?
No, because that's what I do.
How about if it was someone like Khloe Kardashian's husband?
That might be a source.
Okay. How about if it was
You mean Khloe Kardashian's husband?
Yeah.
Or not without Khloe?
Without Khloe.
Maybe I might write something about that. Only to emphasize the fact that maybe he's gay friendly, and if he was tipping a drag queen, I mean, that's one thing. I mean, hey, he's appreciating the art, so why not?
What about if he was just in the bar with a group of very handsome young men?
I'm not Perez Hilton. I don't know if I could throw shade about that.
So so really what my question is kind of, what is the limit? Where do you want to go? And what is it that you want to accomplish?
Honestly?
Because you've gone down the road a little. Where you'll go out on a weekend and you'll take pictures and you'll talk about the show that happened, or you'll talk about the group of people over here that did this, or something that happened during the program, and it's all pretty well written and it's all good prose, and so is there a gauge of, I can't do that, I don't want to go there, because Perez Hilton doesn't do all that mean-spirited stuff anymore, which, I think his little empire was built on.
Right.
And so if he's not going to do it, somebody's going to. And so, what is it, where is it that you want to go with it? As it evolves.
As it evolves, I hate to say it, but somebody actually recently called me the Perez Hilton of Dallas, and I was like, I don't know if I can own that title. I mean, Perez built his empire, or his little his fandom on celebrity gossip, and just putting his tea out there and really ripping somebody a new one.
Yeah, and then taking the pictures and then drawing on them, which I'm going to tell you, when I first started watching Perez Hilton, or going to the Perez Hilton site, nobody knew who he was. And I was going and I was watching, and I just thought, this is so mean. This is just really, really mean. And I've had my share of meanness, and I've had my share of people saying ugly and mean and nasty things about me, because in Dallas I'm sort of RuPaul.
No, you are. I will say that.
And so sometimes it's easy to throw bricks at the person who is the most exposed.
Very true.
And so I thought he was mean, but it's what his empire was built on. Mm-hmm. And he's got millions of followers on Twitter, and I think he sort of abandoned his core, really
I don't even think he writes his stuff anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, it's a lot different, but he's got a lot to do.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a lot to do. I'm not mad about it. I interviewed him, and
I saw that, by the way.
I think that he's changed, and I get it. you sort of have to change. And so there's my question to you. How is the gaybeaner.com going to change?
For me, I want the Gay Beaner. Well, actually, let me put it this way. Last year was my building year. I considered that me taking the first steps. This year, I want to launch it as, I want to become that page source, that name where people go to. Oh, well, let's see what happened in Dallas News, or let's see what the newest tea is, or the newest gossip about this show, or this review. Let's see what he had to say here, or let's get this opinion. I really don't want to just be like a gossip site. I want to be an information source, and that's where I really want to take it to. When people go and search, Gay Dallas or Gay Dallas News, I would like to see my site on that list in the top pages on Google. I don't want to just to fizzle out and be dry forever, and that's kind of what I really want to do, is launch it further to where it's not just a blog anymore. It's more of an information source, an opinionated source.
Okay, so how about if someone of importance comes to you and says, I want you to drop the story first about my being gay?
Like write an article just solely about them and their coming out?
Yeah. What is it? What do you think is going to do it that's going to change the gaybeaner.com?
It could be somebody giving me their story, they want me to put out first and be the launch site for it. It could be anything, really. I mean, there really isn't a limit, I will say, but I would really want not to, cross a line and lose somebody as a potential contact just because I wanted to get that story. I don't want to be known as that writer or blogger or shady person. I really want to be able to say, hey, I built my site and built my name with fair standings.
Marsha Mason comes to you. Marsha Mason is an actress from the 70s and 80s, but she was married to Neil Simon, but that's not who I'm talking about. Marsha Mason, the unknown person, comes to you and says, I have the greatest news story of all time, and I can prove it, and I have pictures.
Okay.
And it's sort of undercover, it's sort of kind of a little bit shady dealings, and it really is outing somebody as a homosexual.
Okay.
Do you do it?
If I know the person, no.
How about Marsha Mason's a tranny? And she not only has video, but pictures of her having sex. She has a sex tape and pictures with someone who is publicly anti-gay.
Publicly anti-gay. Ooh. That's a tough one. I mean.
No, it's not.
I mean, well, I mean, okay. Well.
No, it's not. I made it easy for you because if they are publicly anti-gay.
Well, I mean, if they're publicly anti-gay, yes.
And then there's a sex tape with a come on now, girl. I am going to slaughter you to the cross. You and the Pope are stepping down.
Ooh, no, ma'am.
I tried to make it easy. So at some point, I do think that we have an absolute, defined, and determined importance to get out the information. Right. And if somebody we know is anti-gay publicly, but behind the closed doors is not, I think, and we have the knowledge, I think we have to use it.
See, with that story, I thought, if it was wholly exposing Miss Mason, that's where I thought that's where you were only drawing the line. I didn't know if you really wanted me to go to that part, but hey, if he's anti-gay, yes, I will clearly spill the tea.
Well, if Miss Mason is coming to you, how about if the person holding the camera with Miss Mason and Mr. Anti-Gay brought you all the information?
It's a done deal.
I think at some point, we do have a responsibility. And the responsibility not only as journalists to make sure that the truth is out there, but to make sure that we do deliver the truth. What is that?
I don't know. That's like the third.
Wow,
time.
that's so strange. You know, this is the first show since I've gotten the internet all worked out here. So, you know, maybe God is trying to tell me something. Maybe God is trying to tell me how. TheGayBeaner.com. See, this is really your first year in existence. And so, what is your favorite thing to do? Do you really like going out and photographing people and
I really just like going out and having a good time. I mean, to me, pictures are a good way to keep memories. So whether it's somebody I meet at random or somebody that I know,
keep memories?
Yes, it's a good way to keep memories because girl, after a hard night, you may lose them. You may not know what happened between 1 and 3 in the morning, but I mean, I can go back and that happened. Whose pants are those? Those aren't mine. But
Yay! I love finding pants that aren't mine, especially when he's still in the bed.
Hello. But I mean, for me, it's pictures are fun, and it's just a good way to remember things and have good memories. And as long as I'm having a good time, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, honestly.
Twitter or Facebook?
Oh, Twitter.
Okay. I like Twitter a lot. I do. I like Twitter a lot. Facebook. I think Facebook gets out more information. So if I'm going to be performing somewhere, or if I'm going to be doing a show, or if I want people to get involved with something, it's really Facebook. I find sometimes that Twitter is a little too personal based.
Okay.
And there's too much opinion, and people want too much of you and expect too much of your personal stuff.
I do agree. I mean, there is a lot where I see a lot of people diving into their daily lives or feelings, and even with me, I'm guilty of it. If I've got something that's depressed me or down me, or something that I'm completely trying to praise or up about, or I'm mad about even, I'll put it out there and I won't hold back. Even on my profile, it says my tweets are my perceptions. My thoughts. It's basically my thoughts, my opinions. And sometimes it's gotten me in a little bit of trouble. I will say that. And I've got some negative feedback from it. But at the end of the day, it's another way of self-expression. I mean, we're putting out our opinions and our thoughts. I mean, it's.
What do you think of the use of the N-word on Twitter? Even from black people.
To me, when somebody uses a word like that, it's derogatory. Number one,
it's not allowed on Facebook.
No, it's not. It'll completely be flagged, and your post will be deleted. But
it's not on Twitter, though.
No, it's not on Twitter. I mean, on Twitter, it's like a free open source. You can say whatever you want. Trust me, I know.
and so I mean, and I've been seeing it more and more and more and more and more.
I mean, for me, it's derogatory. Two, to me, it feels like people don't know what they're saying. I mean, it's become such a negative word, and a word that offends somebody, and it's a way to.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a way.
I'm not offended by it anymore. I feel like I've seen it so much, and I've seen it used so much. I'm just not affected by it. In fact, I question why I even say the N-word, because I just don't think it's derogatory anymore. I think it is so overly exposed that I really am not offended by it anymore. In fact, I don't really care. I used to be offended by the word cracker, and I'm not anymore.
I used to be offended by the word wetback.
And here we go full circle with the word beaner. Because I've seen it being used derogatorily, and so at some point they just don't offend me anymore. I'm not even offended by the word faggot.
No, not me neither. Really, I'm really not.
I really don't care.
I mean, I've taken that stance before, but to me, when somebody uses it as a way to just stab at somebody, it's like, do you know what you're really saying? Do you know the etymology of that word? Do you really know that history of that word? Because if you did, you probably wouldn't use it. And that's why sometimes it just angers me to hear people use it that way. You know, it's like, know what you're saying before you say it.
Yeah. Okay. How much do you really kind of analyze what you're saying? How much do you have a filter?
I do. Before I post anything, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or anywhere, I definitely go over it. I check everything. You know, I don't try to be as derogatory. I don't use, you know, harsh words like the N-word or just anything in general. You know, I keep it to the point without trying to be so vile about it.
Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race.
Uh-oh.
What is it that you like about RuPaul's Drag Race?
Oh, Lord. The first song I remember hearing about, you know, for RuPaul was Supermodel. You know, that's her one-hit wonder, literally. It's the first thing that came to me as a kid.
I wouldn't consider her a one-hit wonder, but...
Well, no. You know, well, that's the one hit that...
But it's the biggest hit she's got.
Yeah, that made her into Wonder Beyond.
And it really did put her on the map.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
And
Cover girl!
Put the bass in your walk, yes. Or as the remix version, Cover Squirrel. Why your face look like that? But no, you know, honestly, I remember hearing that song as a kid, and I always thought, God, that's a beautiful woman, and never in my mind did, you know, as a kid, did it ever cross me, oh, that's a boy, you know, and that's a man in drag, or, you know, that's a man in girls' clothes. That never crossed my mind. But
how old were you?
Oh, I was 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're before 10. This is like 1982.
I was born in 88. You see, but you know, hearing that song, it was actually through my sister, and you know, she just felt, the way she says it now, she felt so empowered by it. Like, you know, it was just something that she liked to listen to because she felt so feminine when she heard it. Because in high school she was, you know, very butch. You know, she was very like tomboyish. Like she wore, you know, plaid shirts and jeans and everything. You know, that was the '90s fad, you know. But I mean, the one thing about
flannels were really important from like '89 to about '95.
Hello,
they really were.
'96.
They really were scary.
But you know, honestly, when I heard that song, it never crossed my mind, and I followed it all the way through. It stuck with me, and then growing up, coming out, to me, it was like, wow, RuPaul is like an idol. You know, she's somebody to follow. I mean, no matter what she does, I mean, if it has her name to it or she touches it, it's gold. Period.
She had a period where it wasn't so much that, but you know, a group of us would all get into a car and go to Atlanta, Georgia to see him.
Oh.
And this is before he moved to New York and became Cover Girl. And we would all just, you know, pile in a car to go see him, and he is really the big breakout of an art form that is really indicative of the gay community.
It really is.
And I think that he has represented himself well, and I think that he does really well and does really good things with the show. I do question how you get on the show. I do question why, at what point, you know, why are they choosing girls that have only been in drag for a week? You know, because I mean, these are supposed to be the best of the best,
right.
And some of these girls have no clue what they're doing.
I'd like to see you on the show.
Well, you know, I auditioned last year.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh.
And
I didn't know that.
I did. I auditioned my rejection video. I think I have come up with my own.
Oh.
I think I was the first one to use the word rejection.
Rejection. Hashtag that, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag rejection.
That's right.
On Twitter. If you're
well, I mean, you can find it. You can find it on YouTube. It's the rejection video.
I'm gonna go look that up.
It's Edna Jean Robinson's rejection video. I even had a rejection show.
Oh.
Where about 6 Dallas female impersonators, we all came together and did a show at JR's and showed our videotapes and had a rejection show.
Worked, yes.
It was me and Jenna and Camera Action, Anya Stereo, Dominique O'Hara Sky, I know there's one more. Linda Lovelace Robinson turned in one. There were she wasn't in this show though, but there was somebody else.
Which, by the way, I love them all. I love all of those performers. I really do.
Do you have a Dallas favorite?
A Dallas favorite performer. I'm gonna be honest. The first queen that I first laid my eyes on was Cassie Nova.
Of course.
Not even gonna lie. That was the first person. That was the first person I met at a show. It's the first person that I even started following. And God, she stuck by me, to my mind forever.
I think she's the funniest drag queen to hold a mic.
I think so too.
And she's really honed her skills well, and a lot of people have a Ned and a Gene Robinson story. A lot of people have a Cassie Nova story because she really does MC quite a bit.
Yeah.
Little Cassie. And super, super, super talented. RuPaul, are you watching this season?
Yes, ma'am.
Who got voted off last night?
Vivian Panay and Honey Mahogany.
Two of them. So Alyssa Edwards is still on.
Yes.
And because what people were telling me, the only thing that was right was Penetration went home first.
I have to disagree. I feel like Penny should have stayed in the competition. Okay, I'm going to save this for my video, so I'm going to put this right now. If you're tuning in, check out my video on YouTube. It'll be released Friday. I review the RuPaul's Drag Race season all the way through. Because last season, I did written reviews on my blog, and now I'm doing video reviews. So if you're tuning in, check out my YouTube, because that video will be there Friday. But just to give you a preview, I honestly think that Vivian and Honey being sent home last night was, as a double elimination, has never happened in RuPaul's Drag Race history, but it was a shocker. But in terms of Penny, I think she should have stayed. I would have loved to see more out of her, especially considering the amount of people that voted for her to be on the show. I hope Ru brings her back. But the first person who should have gone home was Serena. Like, hands down. That's all tea, all shade.
I have not watched it a single minute this season.
And Alyssa Edwards is from Dallas.
From Dallas, and I am not watching it. Well, one, I'm just really, really, really busy. Two, I've just got a million things going on, and I didn't get on.
Hello.
And so I'm kind of meh. But not really. I mean, it really I will end up catching up all in a day.
Oh, hello.
And so what I was told was that Alyssa goes home by now. That she would have been home by now already.
A lot of people think about that. A lot of people have thought that because, how headstrong she is. And, I've actually been hearing that some people consider her like the Fifi O'Hara of the group. And I'm like, that's kind of, rude. I mean, to me, it's Alyssa's very talented. She's a very high, performer. And to me, I hope to see her as a very big contender this season, 100%.
So where are we?
We are in episode 4.
Episode 4.
Actually, episode 5 will be this coming Monday.
Okay. So, there's 7 girls left?
9.
9 girls left. Who goes home next?
If I had to pick somebody to go home next, it would be... Oh, please don't hate me for this. Jinx Monsoon.
I think it's going to be Alyssa Edwards.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I'm not watching. I'm reading, though.
You're reading.
I'm reading. And I'm seeing things that are going on, and people are saying this and people are saying that. And of course, I've got a lot of girls that have, some sort of insight. Who do you think is going to win?
I hope that it comes down to one of 3 people, and I hope that she sticks around. Alyssa Edwards, Coco Montrese, and Detox, because I would actually like to see Detox for the fact of the matter. I love her as a performer, but between Alyssa and Coco, I would like to see the refueling of that from Miss Gay America in 2010. I would love to see how that refuels. If those 2 made it to the top 3, I would love to see how they literally would just gouge each other out for that title. It would be fun to watch. That's reality TV right there for you.
Is this season better than previous seasons?
Honestly, I think it kind of is. To me, it seems like they're pulling out all the stops and they're really, really, really just pushing the envelope. They're not even holding back. I mean, even RuPaul said it last night on the show. I'm not playing around. Bring your A game. And she sent 2 queens home last night. That's never happened. She's not playing around. So it's like the sky is not the limit anymore. Like, there's a limit. You don't cross that limit, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Because you've got to bring your A game. You really have to snatch around every corner.
Why did 2 girls go home last night?
Because they both lip synced for their lives, and there wasn't any energy to beat the other from one person. Like, Honey didn't beat Vivian didn't beat Honey. They were just kind of walking around the stage, lip syncing, and they really weren't doing anything high strung. So they were both sent home.
She said, "See ya, bitches.
Yes.
I'm not having it. Y'all aren't putting out anything, and so I'm not having it.
Exactly.
So go home."
And she warned the other queens behind the backstage. This I'm not playing. This is it. You've got to come hard. If you don't, you're going home. Period.
RuPaul's Drag Race is making stars.
It is.
Have you heard Sharon's new album?
Oh, I love Sharon's album.
Do you?
I live for it. My favorite song is "This Club Is the Haunted House." I love it. I love it.
Is a haunted house?
No, a haunted house.
A haunted
Sorry.
house.
I was chewing my gum at the same time.
It's being all gay, overly gay all the time.
I always have to have something in my mouth.
I have not heard it yet, but I will.
It's amazing.
Is it?
It really is.
Is it all kind of spooky, or is it dancey, or?
It's real dancey. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that I would think would be played here locally. I would like to see it played. I mean, if not a remix version of it, but it's actually a pun at Supermodel. At the beginning, it says, there's that voice at the beginning of Supermodel that's telling the story of RuPaul, how at 15 she was found by an Ebony Fashion Fair talent scout. Well, at the beginning of her song, "This Club Is a Haunted House," RuPaul's saying the same thing about Sharon Needles, except her story. So it's funny how Sharon got RuPaul to do that for her, and no other performer in the past has done that. Gotten RuPaul to be on their single. It's been interesting, and it's a great song. It's very high energy. I mean, I was literally listening to it on the way here. It's great. I love it. It's everything.
Do you know RuPaul's story?
I've done my research. I've seen several videos and interviews. I feel like I do, and it's almost like, I hate to say it, but it's almost like I know RuPaul.
Well, honey, I think a lot of us really have kind of sort of grown up with her and evolved with her. The RuPaul's Drag Race, is kind of momentous, if you will. I mean, there's nothing like it has ever happened, and now drag is in the mass spotlight.
It's everywhere.
And, in 2012, I lost every one of my auditions that I had as a drag queen for anything.
Oh, no.
I lost every one of them to a RuPaul girl.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
Commercials or TV shows or any kind of acting gig that they were looking for a drag queen. If I was sent, I lost it to Shangela, Willem. There were several auditions that I knew that I was up against another RuPaul girl, and so that's who they went with.
It's kind of tough because they've kind of dominated the market, and it's almost like we've been made into stars, where we've got that fandom, but at the same time, yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's definitely put a damper on people that have been in the industry so long, that have done so well, like yourself. I mean, and that really deserve that opportunity, and that's where I kind of feel like it's a little questionable at times. It should be fair, not just because you were on a TV show should it make the difference.
Well, there's a lot of girls that are doing this show that are now commanding $1,500 to $2,000 a booking.
Oh, Jesus.
And some of them don't know what they're doing.
Hello. I'm not even gonna lie about that one. You're right. I'm sorry. All tea, all shade. I'm serious.
Some of them, and you know what? And some of them, by the time they get to us, still don't know what they're doing, and they've been on the show for a year, or a season.
Right.
And by the time they get to us, and a lot of them are not prepared.
No.
A lot of them don't know what they're doing. I think that even Sharon has made some missteps. When she came back here, she did the same set that she did when she traveled here the first time.
I didn't see her the first time.
And well, she did the same stuff. And people were like, oh, doesn't she have any other gigs? So at some point, when you do travel to the world of the best drag, and that would be in the South, you really kind of have to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And you kind of have to make sure that you don't do the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
Right. I mean, that's with any entertainer. I mean, you could be,
Sure.
you could be a singer. Like for somebody, for instance, you could be Beyonce. I mean, let's just use her for an example. Beyonce, yeah, she performs the same song, but she never uses the same look. I mean, her change, she may change her style.
The songs are hers, though, but if she traveled everywhere for the next 10 years doing Love on Top, we'd be like, come on, girl.
Come on, girl, you got to give us new life.
There's got to be something out there that's golden.
Hello.
There's come on. Remake GoldenEye, for crying out loud. Can you see her GoldenEye?
I would live to see that. That would be everything under the sun.
Could you see Beyonce doing a Tina Turner impersonation?
Yes, actually, I would love to see. I wonder if Jay-Z would be good to play.
To play Ike? I bet he's already slapping her around. Oh! If you could be any drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race from any season, who would it be?
Any season. Even the current?
Even the current.
Honestly, all, shade and tea aside, I wouldn't want to be either one of them. I would want to be RuPaul. I would want to be RuPaul.
Okay.
I would want to be her and have that legacy. Honestly, and that's something that I've tried to do with the Gay Beaner, even just the name and myself. I want to feel like I've done something. I've been a part of something. I've left a legacy. That was kind of like the idea behind the whole GayBeaner.com blog originally. Was I wanted to just stand out and have my own and be somebody as that face or that person to be known. And actually, it's kind of worked. A few people have come to Dallas. Oh, I know who you are. I've seen you. Blah 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 blah. And it's really changed me. Like it's like, wow, actually people do know what I'm doing. So people do see it. Because it's not, to me at the beginning it was like, oh, I'm just wasting my time. But now it's like I'm investing time and it's making a difference. People are seeing what I'm doing.
What's your viewership like? Do you know?
Right now on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I started out at the beginning of the year. I have uploaded 14 videos and I have over 1,200 video views and over 50 subscribers right now. And every day it constantly builds. Every single day I'm seeing new followers, new comments. I mean, it's really starting to build. I've actually been given a shout out twice on 2 different people's channels to follow me. So it's kind of like it's just building. I actually had a personal channel for a while, and I actually had a body waxing video that got over 1 million views. I'm serious, I'm not even kidding. It's me in pain, like being ripped. My hair is being ripped off by this Asian lady. And
I think I saw that.
I'm screaming, I'm hollering.
I think I saw that.
You did?
I did. I know I saw that. I know I saw that. I saw it about a year ago.
Oh, Jesus.
And at Station 4.
Oh, no.
In the office. We were looking at it at the
Oh,
office.
Jesus.
Because, I'm constantly looking for things to show at JR's. It's not always regular, but irregularly I do an Edna Jean's internet pics.
Oh, see.
And I also pull from Grindr and Scruff, and I read profiles and things, and it's hysterical. And I remember this hair waxing thing because it was your chest.
Yes, it was my chest.
It wasn't your back; it was your
It
chest.
was my chest. It was right here, my sternum. right here, this upper part. And it literally was like a reenactment of like the 40-year-old virgin, if you've ever seen that. Even one part, I'm like, Kelly Clarkson! And I got over 1 million views, and some comments, people were like, "Oh my God, this guy's in pain." I mean, in a way, it kind of felt good, but it hurts.
Do you find that the comments are generally mean?
Actually, some people have been kind of mean, but then I've also gotten some directions, some pointers, what I should do, and like suggestions. So it's not all mean. It's just it's really like if somebody doesn't agree with what I do or say.
I don't always comment back. In fact, I don't comment back a lot. Sometimes I just don't think it's necessary. Do you find it necessary to comment back to the people that are commenting?
I do. Actually, I take the time and go through my inbox and reply to everybody because I want people to know that because I see this a million times where I'll go to a video or whether it's a video or a status, tweet, whatever, that person doesn't respond. They just kind of like deaden the conversation. Oh, I'm just going to put this out here, but you've had 20 people respond to it and you didn't give those people a response. It's almost like you're saying, oh, I don't care about your opinion.
I think sometimes, though, you put stuff out there for people to chew on. And so it is, just to be chewed upon. A lot of times I will put out something that is politically heated, and I'll let the people, I will let the people chew and fight. And do you know who Michelle Hart is?
No, but I've heard the name. I've heard the name before.
Yeah, she and I, she's done this show several times, and she is a conservative, female. So it's it's a little bit of a strange little juxtaposition, and so a lot of fights ensue. So we can follow you.
Yes.
TheGayBeaner.com.
Everywhere.
The Gay Beaner on Twitter. The Gay Beaner on Facebook.
Yes.
And you're also Jose Hernandez on Facebook as well. Do you have two?
I have my Facebook profile and then my Facebook page as The Gay Beaner.
I am going to start an Edna Jean Robinson page. I don't know why I've never done one, but it's always just kind of been all kind of conglomerated. And someone told me recently that they couldn't find me. And I was like, well, I'm looking for Edna Jean Robinson, and I was like, well, I don't have an Edna Jean Robinson. They were like, what?
See, that's why I created two pages, because a lot of my friends that I'm friends with on Facebook, they really don't want to see a lot of my blog side. They're just kind of like just dead. So in order to separate the two, I just made my Facebook profile for my friends, and then the page for like the blog and like ideas and stuff that I think about.
What does your family think about all this Gay Beaner stuff?
Me and my dad did not talk for 4 years after I came out. I came out at 14, literally on my birthday, and it was a dark time. We didn't talk. We sat at the same table. We looked at each other. We lived in the same house, but we didn't talk. And it really took a toll on him. And more than anything, my mom and my sister are very supportive. And over this being this face, being out there as a known person, they've always said, do what you want, be yourself. Never deny yourself anything. You are who you are. We can't take that from you. So if this is what you want to do, we love you. We'll support you 100%. My dad actually bought me my laptop, the one that I'm using now. He's like, I want you to put this to good use, and I have. And it was a Christmas gift, and he's like, I want you to put this to good use, do something good with it. And that's the new hub of the Gay Beaner. It's been everything that I've been doing since then.
Well, good. Well, we're going to be watching on thegaybeaner.com. Find him on Twitter, and really, seriously, you tweet like every 3 minutes.
What's worse is that I looked at a Instagram picture 12 weeks ago. I was at 18,000 tweets, and here we are 12 weeks later, and I'm at almost 23.
Oh my God, really? I was at, I think I just broke 1,000.
Are you serious?
I just broke 1,000 tweets.
Oh, you should have seen the funny dance.
And I've had it for over a year, maybe 2.
What?
I mean, I just, I tweet when it's necessary, or I want to piss off Crystal, because I do that a lot.
But we love Crystal.
You've been listening to Just Keep Breathing on RationalBroadcasting.com, Rational Radio, and on Ustream /Rational Broadcasting. My name is Richard Curtin. I'm here every Tuesday, every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. And my in-studio guest today, the Gay Beaner, Jose Hernandez. Good luck to you in all of your blogging.
Thank you.
And I expect to have you back real soon.
Yes, stay tuned.
Stay tuned and check him out on Friday for his RuPaul's update. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye, everybody.
today to delay the poll to give voters